This morning, I had the opportunity to sit down with Tom Martin. He's a mental health counselor, and he's also a professor in psychology. And we're talking about your inner critic. I think that's something that really everyone struggles with.
Well, first you have to realize why the inner critic is there. Mm-hmm. It's there to protect you from shame, from rejection, from any kind of pain, embarrassment. And the way it protects you is by telling you, no, don't do this. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're not good enough, you're going to embarrass yourself. Okay. That's why it's there. Okay. And one of the first things you have to do is to map it out, notice it, and that's one of the first exercises in the booklet. Okay. It asks you to pick 3 situations, what the situation is, whether it be I'm presenting something at work or at school. Write down exactly what your inner critic is saying to you. Exact words.
Word for word.
Yeah, you're not good enough. You're gonna screw this up. Whatever it is, write it down.
Or don't even start. You're gonna embarrass yourself.
Yes,
that's common.
Whatever it's saying. Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, write down what physical sensations you're feeling. That's a hard part because a lot of people don't realize that there is a physical sensation to it. There's a psychological component and the physical component. And it's that physical sensation that fuels the inner critic. And that's where you intervene. That's what you call the early warning signs. That when you learn to tune into that, then you know what thought is coming. Oh, there's that thought of I'm not good enough. And besides the physical sensation, you have a behavior. So you have a situation, what the inner critic's saying to you, physical sensation, some kind of like maybe stomach drops or some kind of tension somewhere.
Sweaty palms or shallow breathing. That's usually what happens.
And that leads to the behavior of I'm not doing it.
Yeah, then you know what? This is not worth it. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my usual pattern.
Yeah.
Saying,
and we do the exercise called mapping it.
Okay.
You start to see a pattern because the inner critic is a pattern response. So you learn when you were a child.
Oh, okay.
And other experiences growing up.
So that's where it's coming from.
That's where it's coming from. When your parents yell at you, or teachers or coaches yell at you for making a mistake, you learn that I can't make mistakes. When you get embarrassed doing something, your inner critic says, no, don't do that anymore in public. If a guy asks a girl out at a young age and she says no or laughs, he no longer will ask a girl out because he's too scared to feel that embarrassment again. Wow. And it's even though he may think, no, I can do this, the inner critic is saying,
don't do it. Yeah.
Even though he knows he can do it, the inner critic is saying not to, because the inner critic is activating the nervous system when that embarrassment occurred the first time. Right.
So even if you I know I want to, let's say, do a public speak, right? And then I'm prepared, and then all of a sudden I get sweaty, and I start getting shallow breath, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm out.
Well, part of that is normal. We are humans.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to do something normal.
Okay.
But when it gets to the point where you say, absolutely not, I'm not doing it.
That's what usually happens.
I'll take the lower grade. If I don't do this, I'll take a lower grade in school.
Yes.
Or you don't get promoted at work, or you don't take an advanced at work, an advanced position because you have to make presentations, but you don't want to do it, so you stay with a low-paying job position.
So I'm seeing a clear map from my own map is, okay, so I'm getting this thought, like, don't do it, you'll embarrass myself. That's the thought that I'm feeling. And then I'm feeling, in my body, I'm feeling sweaty, and I feel like shallow breaths. That's the somatic body feeling that I'm feeling. And the action that I'm doing is, I'm not doing it. So that's how I'm mapping out my map, right?
Yeah, and the behavior could be I'm not doing it, or I over-prepare.
Yes.
It could be a few different things. And then you need to write these things down so you actually start to see the pattern. Okay. And once you see a pattern, now you know how to work on it. Okay.
So let's work on, now let's build a case against my inner critic, right? So let's reframe it. 1, I don't want to, I start feeling like I might embarrass myself, I'm not good enough. So how do we frame that?
Well, you take the phrase, I'm not good enough, and you come up with some power phrases to counter it. For example, I don't know how to do this. Okay. You can change that to, I'm learning how to do this. That's a big difference. If you tell yourself you can't do something, then there's no pathway to actually try. I can't do this, so boom, that's it, the end of it. You don't try.
Or I can't do it yet.
In fact, I can't do this yet, or I'm learning how to do this, there's a pathway to keep trying.
So I'm creating an opening for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And you're rephrasing it. So it doesn't mean that inner critic doesn't go away. As soon as you realize it's saying that through your physical sensation, notice that what it's saying, and then remember the power phrases. You have to write them down, have them with you to look at on your phone or card or something. Okay. Otherwise, you'll default to the same thing you've always been doing.
Okay, so I'm getting this. So next time I'm feeling I'm not good enough to do this, I'll take out the phrase that I wrote down. And I'll be like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. No, let's not do that. I'm working on getting better at it.
Yes. Yeah. And the word "yet" is very important.
Okay.
I'm not good at this yet. If you say I'm not good at this, stop. I'm not good at this yet means you're gonna keep going.
Okay.
To get better at it.
So that's how I'm reframing my thoughts.
Yes.
Okay, and then the body sensations. I start feeling sweaty palms and shallow breaths. That's how how do we move past that?
We have to look at those body sensations not as the body telling you to stop it, don't do this, as a warning sign. Okay, oh, there's the sweaty palms. Okay, that's not going to stop me from doing this. I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. And I know it's hard to go through that.
It feels uncomfortable.
Right, because you practice stopping every time you feel sensations. And you get good at what you practice. So if you're constantly practicing not doing things because of the inner critic or the physical sensations, then you get good at that. So you have to practice rephrasing those things, using those new power phrases when you feel those things, and get good at that. And you have to do little wins, little at a time. Don't start doing with big things. Start with little things.
Okay.
So you learn how it works, learn how to do it, and you start increasing it to bigger things.
Okay, so it shouldn't start right away at public speaking. Maybe
if that's too much for you, then don't start with that. Do something else like speaking up in front of friends. If you don't speak up much, start doing that a little bit more and practice it. And it's not gonna be perfect. Just know how it went and how you correct it next time if anything went wrong.
Right. So I right away know what to do. I right away know how to point it out. Now, what should I do to help my nervous system to be calmer, to be able to move towards the act that I want to do?
Well, there's some breathing exercises. Okay. And those deep breathing exercises, there's the 4-7-8, is very popular. Okay. The one in the book is 4-4-6. Some people like that better. Okay. There's just regular deep breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. All those activate your vagus nerve, which calms you down. You're not going to be calmed down completely.
But at least you can move.
Right,
yeah.
right, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
You got the muscle relaxation techniques where you tense up the muscles and relax them. First you do one side and the other side, then your leg, then the other leg, your torso, your back. Just tense them up
single muscle.
For 3 seconds and relax it. And that should be your automatic go-to. Instead of feeling those sensations and giving up, you feel the sensations right away into the breathing or muscle relaxation techniques, and then you use the power phrases to offset the inner critic. And sometimes the power phrase is going to sound phony and not true. That's why you have to come up with 2 or 3 of them and pick the one that sounds the most realistic to you. And practice saying them, not to yourself, say them out loud. In front of a mirror or just out loud, with nobody there, just say it out loud and get used to hearing it. Because you're already hearing something and it's not working for you. No. It's a constant replacement. You also have to have a list of your wins. What have you accomplished in your life? And there are a lot of things. You can start down by writing things about the things you succeeded in at work, at school. It doesn't have to be big things. If you don't have a degree, that's fine too. The time you helped a friend in a bad situation, and then they thanked you. It helped them. That's a win. Any small things, even if you tried something and you failed at it, the win there is that you actually tried. You actually did it. Right. You actually tried, and you never done that before. But now it's a win. So you have to write down these wins and pick the biggest 10 wins that you can think of and keep it with you in a card on your phone or somewhere so you always can look at it. And then you want to review those once a month. Review them and add to them, add new wins to it. So you're constantly looking at what you're good at, what you've done, not what I'm bad at and what I can't do. Right, so you're kind of building a case against the defendant. Like the inner critic is the defendant, right? The inner critic, the defendant? No, the opposite. That's why I'm not a lawyer. The inner critic is the guilty one. Guilty. The inner critic is the bad one. Yeah. He's the bad guy. He's the bad guy, so we're trying to build a case against the bad guy. not against what he's saying, because your inner critic again is there to help you.
Okay.
So you really can't look at a bad guy because then you want to get rid of it, but you can't get rid of it. Because a lot of people, inner critic says, "Okay, this is tough, but you can do this. You can do it." Right? That could be the inner critic too, talking in a normal way. Again, it's there to monitor the situation.
It sounds like an inner coach, rather. So you want to.
You can look at it inner coach, yeah. But when it gets harsh, it becomes the inner critic.
Okay, so you want an inner coach, inner cheerleader, rather. I mean, that's what
we can make
I would
up
love
terms.
that. Yeah, just me making up terms. But I feel like I would love to have an inner cheerleader rather than an inner coach.
And that inner cheerleader is going to be the same exact voice of the inner critic. So you can't get rid of them. You just got to change the way you react to them. You have to work within it. Because you want that voice to be helpful. That voice is trying to be helpful. Again, it's not there to bash you.
Okay.
That's just what ends up happening.
Yes.
It's trying to protect you. Just gotta find a different way of protecting you.
So I shouldn't hate it so much. I should understand that it's trying to help me, but
retrain it.
We need to reframe it. Yeah.
Retrain the inner critic.
Retrain it. Okay.
Yeah.
And what are things that we can do every day? Like you said already, every day we should get better phrases and reframe every thought that comes in, right?
Well, every morning when you get up, you should do something like take your power phrases and say them out loud.
Yeah,
every
like
morning.
over here, examples of self-talk peers.
Yeah.
So this I can do in the morning,
If
right?
you're saying, I can't do this, you change to, I'm learning to do this. I'm not good enough, I'm getting better at this every day. So you want to locate the ones that you do. It may be in this list, maybe there's some other ones not on this list.
Okay.
You want to completely rephrase it. But you have to, every morning in your head, when you get up, say it to yourself. Every day, at the end of the day, do a quick few minutes to do a reflection of the day of, did I use my power phrases? If I didn't, why not? If I did, how did it work out? If it didn't work out that well, what can I do to make it better? So you're constantly fixing it.
So, and eventually that becomes your norm, right? Eventually this becomes a thought that I'm thinking of.
Your inner coach.
Yeah.
Your cheerleader. It becomes that.
Wow.
It doesn't mean the inner critic is not going to pop up now and then. Like I said, we're not trying to get rid of it.
Right.
Because you can't. It's just going to start changing the words. And maybe for the rest of your life, you're going to hear the inner critic and then boom, right to the inner coach.
Yeah, but it's right away going to be rewired, and it's not going to be so potent. Also, it's going to be less...
Right, rewired, reprogrammed.
Yeah, not so strong.
Yeah. I want to redo this book to include the inner coach.
Yeah?
Inner cheerleader, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like how do we get to have an inner cheerleader? Just cheering us on all the time.
The thing with this program is that you can understand it, and that's great. But some people say they understand and give up right there. Because understanding it is not enough. You have to actually apply it. You have to actually use it.
That's the thing. Like most people are like, "Oh, can I have a quick fix?" They don't want to go do the work, right?
Yeah.
But
they think that they understand it. That's all they need. But it's not. You have to actually do it. It's like understanding how to go to the gym and work out.
That's what I was going to say now.
Yes.
Like, oh, I understand I have to do 50 reps, and I understand how my biceps get stronger, but I don't want to do it.
But if you don't do it, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I don't care if I have all the nutrition degrees and gym membership, but if you're not showing up, you're not showing up. So,
exactly.
So it's very much like that.
Exactly.
But it sounds like it's really worth it because then you can do so many things.
Oh, you can do a lot. I also include in this some of the things that hold us back, and some of the things is like, I forgot. I forgot to use the technique.
Okay.
But that's okay. You have to have constant environmental reminders. Like on your desk at work, have some Post-its up.
Okay, that's a
There's
good
something
idea.
written on it to remind you. Something on your phone, a screenshot, or something to remind you to always, rephrase your inner critic. And the best thing, if you get good at this, is tune into your physical sensation and let that be a reminder. So when you feel that sinking feeling, I say, oh, that reminds me to use the new phrases.
Okay, so the next time I'm feeling, sweaty palms or anything like that, that's going to be like my ding. Okay, my inner critic is activating. Let me pull out whatever I have in my pocket, rephrase it, do some diaphragmatic breathing,
right.
And then instead of not doing the action, do the action.
So there are times when this is very challenging to do. And you're going to run into some certain situations. I mentioned one you're going to forget. Another one is sometimes when the inner critic gets louder, the more stress you experience. You have to be aware of that.
Meaning like it gets very loud in my head.
The more stressful situation, the louder it gets, and the harder it is to remember your phrases to replace it.
Right. So, for example, someone has a doctor appointment they have to go to the next day, and they're nervous about the results, right? So it gets very loud in their head. They get fear, fear-mongering thoughts probably.
Well, when that happens, you start making things up in your head.
Yeah.
But let's say you have a presentation that's very important, and that creates a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, you give up the practicing, to rephrase it, and you go back to your old habits.
Yes.
Right. And just know that happens.
So that's normal.
That's normal, yes. It's going to happen.
And the more you practice it, the less strong it's going to be, right?
Well, you want to start practicing little things.
Mm-hmm.
Like some thoughts are very deep, and they've been entrenched there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to start with those. You want to start with smaller ones. Right?
Okay.
And then you work to the bigger ones.
Okay.
And again, sometimes you forget to use it, either because you're not used to it or because the stress level is too high. And that's okay. Well, at the end of the day, when you do reflection, you can look at that and say, okay, what can I do next time?
Right. And also, like, very strong not to get discouraged and be like, last time it didn't work, so it doesn't work, and so I'm giving up. It's okay.
That's what happens, yeah.
You're going to have times where, the inner critic might override you, but you can always try again the next thing.
But that's what it's not linear.
Yeah.
If you're expecting things to be linear, to always improve, you're going to be disappointed. Because things don't always improve like this.
Mm-hmm.
You got up and downs. It's
So
like
we're
the
still
stock
in
market.
trajectory up, right?
Well, yeah, the stock market goes up and down, right?
Yeah.
But it's always going up. Why goes up and down?
Yeah.
And the same thing here. If you're expecting linear to have right away, you'll be disappointed. If you know there could be times when you forget or don't do it, doesn't work out that well, then you keep going. You don't give up because you know that's part of it.
You expect it.
Yeah. If you're expecting total, like I said, if you're expecting everything to be fine, then you're going to give up on it because everything's not fine.
Yeah.
So.
And also, even if you react badly once, we can forgive ourselves for that and move on to react better next time.
Yeah, you always learn from the mistakes.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah, and again, those thoughts have been there for years, and you get good at what you do. You got to change what you do. You're already doing something. You got to change the words and the behavior after that.
The words, so reframing the thoughts, and then the somatic, the body work.
That's the important part. That's the early warning system. So when thoughts come in, it goes, oh wait. Instead of getting caught up in the thought, you say, oh wait, there's that thought of not being good enough again. Now you're separating yourself from it because you're actually questioning it. I'm not falling in line with this thought.
So now we have time to make a different reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that called response.
Response.
So reaction, we don't think, just do it.
Right.
Response, you say, wait a minute, pause, and then do something different.
So we're actually responding, not reacting.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
I like that.
Reaction's only good in life death situation.
Okay, I feel like that's great advice. So if you want to see the book for free, you can have it down in the link in the description. So
Also, it's going to be a video course with it.
Okay.
And the book itself is free. The video course comes with the book and the video course.
Okay.
But I'm going to add, you can join the group chat on Zoom.
Okay.
So if you have any questions about it, you can talk to me personally about it in a group setting.
Okay.
If only 2 people show up, that's great. If 5 people show up, that's fine too.
So they can email you. They can email you, or.
Well, there's going to be a link in the video for the Zoom chat to register for it.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And you can come on 4 or 5 times and just get all your questions answered. So you're getting me for free for 4 or 5
Fantastic.
sessions.
Wow, and you get the free book.
The book's gonna be free, yeah.
Yeah.
Free book.
Okay. Sounds like definitely worth it.